Hi cuties, my name is Hanako Kozumi and this is the channel Nerdy Nekoma. Everything here is about Haikyuu chat stories and fanfic. Thanks for joining us today. If you like this video, please consider subscribing and leaving a like. And with that, welcome to today's video. It's called Confessions Over Breakfast and is MatsuHana and her comfort. And the second part is Sweet Dreams, My Dear, so I would advise you to watch that first so this whole thing makes sense to you and you understand the context. Also, I would advise you not to watch it if you're younger than 13. If you still want to, do it at your own risk. I'm just telling you. And now, let's get to the video. When Maki woke up, the bed next to him was empty, but the warmth Mattson left behind still lingered on the sheets. Hanamaki groaned, turned around again and subconsciously breathed in Mattson's scent, sticking to the blanket. Why was he in his bed? What stupid thing did he say or do to get here? What happened? He had been too tired. All of yesterday's events were just a meshed up blur. The most surprising part wasn't even that he ended up sharing a bed with a certain handsome middle blocker. The most surprising part was that he actually managed to sleep well. Lately, the stress caused his insomnia to worsen. In these past days, he had gotten close to no sleep at all. He didn't know if his body had simply reached a limit, or if the warm feeling of safety and comfort Matsukawa's embrace gave to him had been enough to calm his restless mind. He sighed and slowly sat up. Tired as he was, Maki dragged himself towards the bathroom. The spiker felt sluggish. One night simply couldn't fix days of stress. Maybe he should ask Mattson if he could stay the weekend. Hanamaki shook his head. He must still be very tired to think like that. In all honesty, he had no idea what or why yesterday happened, but in the end, it was just a favor between friends. He sighed. Takahiro? Huh? Hanamaki walked out of the bathroom, toothbrush still hanging from his mouth. Oh, you're awake. With how exhausted you looked yesterday, I honestly hoped you would still be asleep. Mattson talked in his usual calm tone, but in case he wasn't hallucinating again, there was something in his voice and eyes that Hanamaki didn't recognize. He avoided direct eye contact and the spiker could swear he seemed nervous. I made breakfast. It'll be finished soon. Maki took the toothbrush from his mouth. Okay. He was certain that something changed. Something was different between them. He frantically searched his mind for the answer, for something he said or had done yesterday that could have an impact like that. Okay, see you downstairs. Wait. But Matsukawa was already gone. What was that? Fuck. What did I do? Damn it! He muttered silent curses while getting ready and stumbled twice when he attempted to put on some clothes. The last time he landed painfully on his back and stayed on the ground for a bit. His breathing was shallow and his mind was still occupied with the question of how he was able to mess everything up in his sleep-drunken state. Could it have been the flirting? But they always did that, teasing and flirting with each other. It was a joke. Though, admittedly, not so much anymore. At least not to him. Was that the point? Did he somehow give away what he was truly feeling for his supposed best friend, and now he was grossed out by him? Does he hate him now? For loving him? The spiker could feel tears stinging in his eyes, and he quickly wiped them away, battling with himself not to cry. If he truly messed this up, he didn't deserve to cry. He knew the risk, that's why he kept it a secret. Maki? The other mumbled another curse under his breath while struggling to stand up. What are you doing on the ground? Matsukawa faltered when he saw the tears shimmering in Hanamaki's eyes. Have you been crying? What? No. I just stumbled while changing and hit my elbow on the nightstand. That's all. Okay. Suddenly, Matsukawa's face became a few shades darker, and Hanamaki realized that he still didn't manage to put on pants. Why so flustered, you say? Like what you see? It was far from his usual, confident teasing, and he cursed his voice for the tremble that accompanied the words. Come on, hurry, breakfast is ready. Matsukawa fled the room just as fast as before, without sparing him another glance. So, it was this, huh? It must be. When Hanamaki finally made his way towards the living room, his head hung low, and he only gave Matsukawa a quick, forced smile. Hiro, you don't have to call me that. What? But I don't mind. Yes, you do. Hanamaki grimaced. I see how much you struggle with it, so yeah, you don't have to call me that. I'm just not used to it, that's all. The other mumbled something under his breath, but other than that, sat down wordlessly. Bad dream or something? Matsukawa was confused by his irritated state. No. Far from it. His dreams were perfect, all featuring the gorgeous man now sitting opposite to him. If there was one thing he missed about not being able to sleep properly most of the time, it was dreaming. The nightmares aside, was dreaming the most precious thing if it meant escaping this awful reality in which Madsen was labeled as just his best friend. Damn, if only he hadn't fallen. And he had fallen hard. An involuntary sigh escaped his throat. Then what is it? You are acting weird. Matsukawa was now visibly getting agitated. I act weird? Are you serious? He flinched a little as Maki raised his voice. Immediately his expression turned apologetic. Sorry, I didn't mean to... What was he doing? He was supposed to fix this, not push the other away. I'm just really agitated, jumpy, tired, exhausted, and what else lately? The obvious concern, even after he had been such a jerk just a few seconds ago, displayed in Matsukawa's eyes almost made him sick when he considered that it might never be motivated by the same feelings as his. Why? I can't tell you. There was a time where we could tell each other everything. I know. The room fell silent. Why don't you start then? Huh? Did you think I wouldn't notice? What? Matsukawa began to sweat nervously. You've been distancing yourself from me. It wasn't a question. Hanamaki knew that it was true. It was one of the main reasons that kept him up at night. I was honestly surprised when you invited me yesterday. I'm sorry, I didn't notice. Like a drop falling into a glass that is filled to the brim, the words added to a pile of bottled up emotions and thoughts, and suddenly the tension broke. Hanamaki's expression darkened and he lowered his gaze. He couldn't tell what he was feeling right now, or which emotion to express first. Guilt? Disappointment? Resignation, sadness, pain? Anger? Do I mean this little to you? He sounded neutral, almost cold, but with an underlining bitterness covering the pain hidden behind these words. What? No! Then why? Why did you do that? The tears threatened to spill over as he stared now directly into his eyes. I needed you. I want you. Hiro. Matsukawa noticed the unstable state his friend was in and quickly surrounded the table to get to his side. I'm sorry, I swear I didn't mean to. Then why? All the anger that had previously tainted his voice was vanishing into thin air. I can't. He stopped when he saw the first tear fall. His eyes followed it as it slowly ran down his cheek. I like you. Yeah. No, not that kind. I like you as more than friends. More than I should. What? That's why I kept my distance, I think. I was afraid you would notice and leave for good. This way I could at least stay with you, see you occasionally, and play the role of your friend until my stupid heart would give up. Hanamaki was frozen in place. He couldn't move, couldn't say anything. Damn, at this point, he couldn't even think. At least that was the plan. But no matter how much time passed, it didn't stop. Actually, I think at some point I felt even more drawn to you. I saw you in a different light. I had fantasies. His face became bright red, and if the floor would suddenly open and swallow him whole, he'd actually be grateful for it. I know it's not fair to you. I'm sorry. Not fair? To him? How long? Matsukawa gulped. Months. A moment of silence. Then Hanamaki chuckled. He chuckled, first quietly and then louder. He felt like a madman, and it was honestly hard to tell if he had suddenly gone insane or if that was just the relief and dopamine speaking, rushing in waves through his system. You're right. It's not fair. He gave him a cocky smirk and placed a hand on Matsukawa's, which conveniently still laid on his thigh. It's not fair that I could have had you for months and instead have beaten myself up over having feelings for you to the point where I couldn't sleep, even though the answer was right in front of me. Matsukawa's eyes were blown wide as he understood what the other was telling him. You... Yes. Like me? Nuh-uh. He grinned, now positive that he went insane. I love you. Matsukawa didn't get the chance to catch his breath before Hanamaki's lips collided with his own. And God, this must be heaven. He knows, maybe the insomnia killed him. Hanamaki couldn't care less. As long as the feeling of Matsukawa's warm lips on his and his body pressing into Hira's touch was real and wouldn't disappear, he was fine. More than fine. The spiker hungrily deepened the kiss. Wait. Why? He whined a little. We need to make up for the past month, and you need to make amends for leaving me in the dark. The dangerous smirk tugging at Hanamaki's lips shouldn't be something that turned him on, but it had Matsukawa fucking riled up. Fuck. Shouldn't we, I don't know, take it slow? But I don't want to take it slow. I've waited so long. There was longing, craving in his voice, but when he looked at Matsukawa, his expression softened. But if you... I don't mind. His answer came faster than expected, and just like that, the smirk returned. Chances that you will regret this tomorrow? None. Good. Finally, he could feel Madsen's grip on his hips tightening before he carried him back to the bedroom. So, boyfriends? Fuck yeah. They laid under the covers, snuggled up together. For some reason, even after the probably most demanding activity aside from finals for days, Hanamaki had never felt better, more relaxed, or more satisfied. One question though. Huh? Why were you acting so weird this morning? I mean, you've been acting weird for a while, but this morning was particularly odd. Oh, that. Madsen continued drawing little shapes and patterns on his arm as the other waited patiently for his response. He was curious, but somehow, after that stupid misunderstanding was out of the way, it felt like they had all the time in the world. You talk when you sleep. He looked up surprised. That was not what he expected. Yeah, I've done that since I was a child. I think it drove my parents close to insanity at some point. I tend to say weird stuff. He propped himself up on his elbow. So, what did I say? And how could my weird babbling convince you to date me? You said that you love me. Next thing Matsukawa knew, Hanamaki hit his chest. Ow! What was that for? Hanamaki's face was crimson red and he glared at him. What was that for? What was your stupid act this morning for? You knew the whole time and still let me get all worried and overthinking? But you said it yourself. You say weird stuff when you sleep. How was I supposed to know that it was genuine? Have you looked in the mirror yesterday? I wouldn't have trusted you with telling apart day and night. Ow! Another punch, this time on his upper arm. Shut up. Really? After all that happened, you not blushing in the slightest when I... His words were mumbled by Maki's hands before he pried them from his mouth again. After all this, you blush when I tell you that you confessed to me in your sleep? Matsukawa grinned. Hanamaki turned his back towards the middle locker, who just put his arms around his shoulders and spooned him. The brunette sighed contently. I love you. The other nodded. Not a word about this to Oikawa and Iwaizumi. They will never let it go if we tell them how oblivious we were. Yeah, maybe because that's what we did to them. When they ask, we've been together for months. They were just too stupid to notice. Matsukawa hummed in agreement. Yeah, you asked me out at the park near the school. It was very romantic. Hey, why do I have to be the one who asked you out? Isn't that how it happened? He tenderly kissed his neck and felt the skin warming under his touch. Hanamaki sighed. If I truly had this kind of courage, we wouldn't be searching for excuses right now. Matsukawa laughed. You're right, but you have to admit it suits us. Tricking the others, having secrets just between the two of us, and yeah, maybe being a little oblivious as well. Maybe you're right. Better make this our best trick yet, or we will never hear the end of it. He turned around and kissed Madsen. His eyes sparkled with excitement as an idea crossed his mind. Hey Issei, what do you think we celebrate our 6-month anniversary next week? Matsukawa laughed again. Exchanging little gifts and cards in front of the team? Hanamaki nodded eagerly. Sounds perfect, babe. Thanks for watching till the end. I hope you liked this second part. As you may have noticed, this started out as a collaboration between me and Tsum. However, it seems like the channel Tsum does not exist anymore, which is sad, so it seems like there won't be a second part to this collaboration. I sadly do not have any more information about that. I just wanted to let you know. Also, I do consider making a third part for this, like making it a little series about how the team gets to know that they're together, and let's see if their trick plays out. And yeah, if you liked the video, consider leaving a like, and now have a wonderful day.